Hey, homegirl or homeboy. I am Kiani, the responsible homegirl, and I am so happy that you are here. Welcome to my YouTube channel. If this is your first time clicking on one of my videos, thank you for being here. I have created the Responsible Homegirl to help you stop wasting your money and become financially responsible so that you can live the life of your dreams, okay? So I want you to get cozy. Make sure you click that subscribe button because we are saying and declaring that last year was our last year being financially irresponsible. So if that's the case, I need you to show up to this YouTube channel week in and week out to make sure that you are investing in your financial education. So today I want to share 10 things that I learned when I was facing eviction in 2019. Now, I made this a Facebook post probably about a few weeks ago or whatever, and people were commenting on it, sharing it, and I was like, you know what? I need to make this a YouTube video because these are some key money lessons and life lessons that I feel that anybody can use, whether you're in a up season when things are going good for you financially, or even if you're in a low season right now, you're like, dang, I could really use some encouragement to help me keep going. So as I'm going through these 10 things that I've learned when I was facing eviction, I want you to drop in the comments which one spoke to you most. And if you have a money lesson that I didn't share, I want you to drop that in the comments as well, because we're one big happy family. We all need to help each other. We're all figuring it out together. Even me, the responsible homegirl, I don't have it all figured out. So if I can learn something from you, please feel free, drop it in the comments so I can learn, okay? Because I'm forever a student. Just a little backstory before I get into the 10 lessons that I learned when I was facing eviction in 2019. My senior year of high school, my mom sat down with me. She had a very hard conversation with me and told me, Kiani, I know you want to go to college, but I don't have any money to send you there. So you're going to have to figure out how you're going to get to college. And in my brain, my 18-year-old brain, I'm like, okay, cool. Well, 17 at the time. I'm like, okay, cool. I know that I didn't want to stay in Kingstree, South Carolina. Kingstree is a very small rural town. So I had to figure it out. And I don't know why my mind didn't think about student loans, but I immediately thought of scholarships. So my senior year of high school, morning, noon, and night, I was applying for scholarships. I was going to school and I was working at Hardee's. That was my regimen. That was my routine. Now, I had so many scholarships. I applied for a lot of scholarships, didn't get a lot of the ones that I applied for, but the ones that I did get, it was so much money that each and every semester as a student at the College of Charleston in Charleston, South Carolina, I got refund checks that were anywhere between $5,000 to $7,000. Now, if you know anything about the College of Charleston in Charleston, it is downtown, and Charleston is known for the infamous King Street, where it's just restaurants, bars, clothing stores. Like, it's different today. And I mean, it's not much different, but I feel like in my day when I was a CFC student, we just had more ways to splurge and do different things. So with me having all of this money and no financial education, you can only imagine the type of stuff that I was doing. If my friends didn't have money, it was cool. I'm a generous person at heart. So money was never a thing like, oh, if you don't got it, you can't come. No, girl, let's go. We all doing this together. I got you. So all of that was good and dandy until my senior year of college. I decided to move off campus and get my own apartment. Now, my mom had already told me because I called her on the phone that summer. I'll never forget. And I was just asking her opinion, wanting some advice. And she was like, Key, don't do it. You've been living on campus 3 years now. You only got one more year left. Like, stay on campus. You trying to be grown, da 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 da. So, of course, I'm giving her all the reasons as to why I'm not trying to be grown. I just want my own space, this, and that. In the call, and I'm like, you know what? I'm paying for this. I'm getting this apartment. Got the apartment, y'all. 4 months into me getting this apartment. Here I am facing eviction. December 2019, I'm looking at my bank account and I don't have my rent money, which was $889 at the time. So you can just imagine the amount of stress, embarrassment, shame that I felt. I was so embarrassed that I did not even want to pick up the phone and call my mom and ask for help. Granted, I know my mom would have given me the money because I can probably count on one hand how many times I even called my mom in college and asked her for money because I always, had it. I had refund checks. I worked jobs. So I knew she would have given me the money from my rent, but I just didn't want to hear the speech, the curse words that I told you so. Y'all know how black mamas can be, okay? And honestly, it was my own pride as well. So not putting it on her, but my pride too, not wanting to face the reality. Like, girl, wisdom was offered to you and you still didn't listen. Hello, that's a whole bar. People be out here trying to help you and you don't want to listen. And then when you hit your head up against the wall and you have to face the reality of not listening and wanting to go your own way, you just have to deal with the consequences, unfortunately. And I had to deal with those consequences. So now, with that context and that backstory, let's get into the 10 money lessons, the 10 lessons that I learned when I was facing eviction. The first one, live below your means. It is so important to live below your means. And when I say live below your means, I'm not just saying it from a place of like, oh, I make this amount of money so I can only spend this. No, I'm talking about full big picture. You need to be thinking long term about what you can and cannot afford. We live in this digital age right now where it's so easy for us to get 70 million ads and something is always being promoted to us, something's always being marketed to us. And that stuff is okay, but you need to let those things be filtered through your mind of, can I really and truly afford this? And the only way that you know that you can afford something is that if you know your numbers. You're looking at your income, what you have coming in on a consistent basis versus your expenses, that no matter what, I have to pay these bills month after month. And not even just bills. I need money for food. I need money for gas. I need money for emergencies. I need money, period. There's not a world where you don't need money for stuff. So make sure you live below your means so that you are always prepared. I think it goes back to even that time, or not even think. It goes back to when we were young and we were taught the difference between needs versus wants. There is space for you to get needs and wants, but most of the time, our wants always overpower our needs, and here we are living above our means. And this leads perfectly into money lesson number 2, which is before you commit to a financial obligation, make sure that the numbers make sense. And when I say a financial obligation, I'm talking about something long term, like you getting an apartment, you buying your first home, you getting that brand new car, like whatever it is, it needs to make sense in the long run, because you can look at it and say, oh, this ain't bad. I could pay this car payment that's $570 a month. But what if you lose your job? Did you think about that? What if something happens and you have no money saved? Like, do you really, 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 truly believe that you'll be able to pay a car payment that's $570? Okay, I love this house, this 4-bedroom, 2-bathroom house, and this mortgage is $1,700. But you make, let's just say, $3,600 a month, not including other bills. So when you look at the numbers, if you're not paying attention to it, and I'm hoping that I'm articulating this as good as I possibly can, but when you're looking at the numbers, because it seems like there's a gap, it can look like, it can be appealing as if, oh, I can afford it, but you haven't sat down to really look at the grand scheme of things. Look at all of your bills. Think about, if I was to lose my job or something was to happen, could I still afford this? So make sure before you commit to a financial obligation that the numbers make sense and that you're just not, wanting something because you see it, wanting something because it has been a dream of yours. And nothing is wrong with any of those things. I just know, because of my own life experience, that there's a time and a place for everything. And just because you can't get something right now, it doesn't mean that you're never going to be able to get it. It just means that you can't get it right now. You have to get it when it makes more sense, because the last thing you want to do is make a hasty decision, get something because you don't want to delay gratification, and then boom, something happens. And now you're experiencing all of this financial stress, all of this worry, because you made a decision without calculating the true cost. So make sure before you commit to a financial obligation, you make the numbers make sense. Or not even make the numbers make sense. You make sure the numbers make sense. Because we can kind of tweak and finagle stuff to make it make sense in our head, when you write down the numbers on paper, that they literally make no sense. And you just need to wait your time. We good? Okay, cool. I'm saying that as if I'm talking to you, like right here. I am talking to you, but I just want you to feel the heart and the passion behind what I'm saying, because I know how it feels to be down and out and not understand, like, dang, how did I get here? So number 3, you do not need an outfit for every occasion. Matter of fact, no, let me go back. You do not need a new outfit for every occasion. Now, this is specifically for all my it girls. I'm talking to myself as well. Because I was the girl in college who thought just because it was a new party, I'm going to a conference, a new event, I needed something new every single time. I didn't want to repeat an outfit. Let me tell you something. Nobody, and hear me very clearly, nobody is checking for you that much where you need, and I'm gonna even take off that much. Nobody is checking for you for real where you need a brand new outfit for every single occasion. I'm telling you, that stuff adds up. And we live in this consumer culture right now where we just want to consume. If you have style for real, baby, go in that closet and put you an outfit together. Nobody is looking at you with a fine magnifying glass like, oh my God, she just posted that on her Instagram 2 months ago. Okay. And if they do, so what? You do not need a new outfit for every occasion. I'm telling you, the money that you are spending on new clothes, new shoes, new accessories, new this, new that, could be money in your savings account, money in your investment accounts, money towards your financial goals, whatever it is. So I don't know who needs to hear this, but you do not need a new outfit for every occasion. And I'm not saying this from a place of judgment, because trust and believe, I was that girl. I was that girl buying something new for every single new event. Now, baby, I will repeat an outfit. I will mix and match. I will put stuff together, and people see me out there. Oh, that's so cute. That's so this, that's so that. And in my head, I'd be like, wow, I'm so sick of wearing these clothes. And I'm just being real. I'm being real. You do not need a new outfit for every occasion. Number 4, eating out every day adds up. You got food at the house. I don't even feel like I have to harp on this very long because all I'm going to say is you know. The $8 here, the $17 here, the $35 here, the eating inside a place, the tipping a server here, all of that stuff adds up. And before you know it, you're looking at your bank statements and you done spent $500-$600 eating out. Just sit with that. Number 5, making money isn't the problem. Keeping it is. Now, this is a big one because we are so quick to say, I don't make enough money. I don't have money. I don't have this. I like just the I don't haves. And that's not true. It's not a money problem. It's a management problem. And when I was facing eviction, I had to come to terms that, key, 1, you were living way above your means because, say for instance, you didn't get this refund check. With the 2 part-time jobs or the 2 on-campus jobs that you're working, you could not afford this. So there's no reason why you should be in these people's apartment. The second thing that I had to come to terms with is I had so much money that I blew. And when I was going through those big statements, I was literally sick because I was working so hard and had absolutely nothing to show for it. And I'm not even talking about just at my jobs. While I was in college, I was still applying for scholarships year after year. I'm like, baby, the money doesn't stop. I'm not just doing this as a high school student. So you sat here and you wrote these scholarship essays, went to these interviews, did this, did that, kept your grades up to earn the scholarship money. And now here you are, and you don't even have nothing to show for the culmination of $7,000 in a refund check. That's a hard pill to swallow. So managing money is so important, especially because we live in a time right now where we are hyper-focused on making money. But making money without management is completely useless. We will always be on the hamster wheel of making it, when we just need to take a step back and learn how to be a little bit more disciplined, learn how to be more focused and tunnel vision on what it is that we want to accomplish so that we can keep more of our money in our pockets. Don't be working hard out here and then giving your money to everybody else except for yourself and your future. So making money isn't the problem. Managing it is. And one last thing I want to share with you is I'm not sure if you heard or not, but I am launching, or I have launched, money clarity sessions. And money clarity sessions are essentially my private one-on-one sessions where we go through like all of your numbers and we come up with a customized plan looking at where you are right now financially, and then we make a plan for where you want to be. So I had a money clarity session a couple of days ago, and the person that I was working with, she's a nurse, and she was going through, or me and her, we were going through all of her numbers. And I was just like, girl, at the end of the month, you have this amount of money left over. So, girl, where's your money going? And she was like, I don't know. She literally said, she was like, I don't know. I don't know. So I say that to say sometimes we are stressed and overwhelmed thinking that money is the issue, and it's not the money, it's the management. And I don't care. I always say this. I don't care if you make $30,000 a year or $300,000 a year. You need a budget and you need to manage your money so your money isn't managing you. Number 6, I wasn't taught how to manage my money. I wasn't taught how to budget. I wasn't taught how to save. Those things are not an excuse to be irresponsible with your finances. I had to learn this the hard way. And I'm not going to lie, it's hard taking accountability for your own mistakes, your own mishaps. But the quicker you take accountability, the more empowered you can feel to say, okay, if I recognize this, then there is something that I can do about it. And when I was facing eviction and I realized, like, no, nobody didn't teach me anything about budgeting. Nobody didn't teach me anything about saving or managing my money. But I do know that I don't want to be in this position again. And because I don't want to be in this position again, I got to do some things different. So I started reading books, listening to podcasts, watching YouTube videos, because I did not like the feeling of being embarrassed about my finances. I did not like the feeling of the potential of my stuff being outside of my apartment and me having to find someplace to go. And it might sound dramatic now, but that's a real thing. And if you're watching this video and you have been evicted before, I know that you can feel how I'm feeling right now. So any excuse that you have been making around your personal finances, whether that's I'm not good with money, I'm just bad with money, nobody taught me this, that, and the other, I don't make enough money, whatever excuse it is, I want you to understand that that is not an excuse to be irresponsible with your finances. We are grown adults here, and although that stuff may be true, it's not serving you. So you have to get your power back, stand in front of that thing, and recognize that there is something that I can do about it. So remember, that is not an excuse to be financially irresponsible, but try to find ways to become more financially responsible. And I feel like the easiest way is to start with educating yourself. Don't just try to think, oh, I'm going to change my behavior overnight. I'm not going to do this. I am going to do that. Like, yes, that's a part of it. But the first step is really reframing your mindset and changing the way you view money, the way you interact with money, your relationship with money. And that comes by way of education. Number 7, saving money will save you. I remember facing eviction, boy. I wish I had money saved so bad. That savings account was empty. I'm talking $0. But if you save consistently, when you get in times of need, you will always have something that you can depend on, that you can rely on. I even think about like being in that situation. Like, what if I would have had $500 saved? I would have felt a bit more comfortable asking my mom for $389 versus the whole $889. Or what if I had $600 saved, or just something to bring to the table? The fact that I had nothing saved, oh my God. So I don't know who needs to hear this, but saving money will save you. Get in the habit of saving consistently. I always share this stat that about 60% of Americans don't have 1K saved for an emergency. But if you save $20 every single week for an entire year, you will have over 1K saved by the end of the year. I just had a money clarity session, and one of my clients, she did not have any money saved. I'm talking $0. And I said, all right, girl, it's 43 weeks left in 2025. And I'm having this real conversation with her. It was earlier this week. I said, with 43 weeks left in this year, if you save $20 every single week, by the end of the year, you will have $860 saved. $860 is so much better than $0. So we gonna take baby steps here. I'm not even going to, like, with all of the money that I'm looking at that you have extra, I'm not even going to tell you to save $200 a month. I'm not going to tell you to save $100 every single time you get paid. No, we just starting off with $20 a week, $40 every single time you get paid, because I want you to get in the rhythm of saving consistently. And I want to share that and I extend that to you as well. Stop trying to jump from the mountain with your savings if you know you're not used to it. Don't despise the small beginnings. Start off small and let yourself, build up, or how am I trying to say this? Let your saving muscle grow stronger, if that makes sense. Because it really is a muscle. And then the more you see that savings account build and grow, you see that $500 there, that $700, that $900 there, you're going to want to save more, period. It's going to be something bubbling up inside of you like, ooh, I want to see if I can save more money. I want to see if I can get to 5K, if I want to get to 10K, whatever that goal is for you. So don't despise the small beginnings. Really build up that savings muscle and save something, because saving money will save you. Number 8, y'all, we almost at the finish line. Number 8, communication is key. Whenever you are in a tight spot, do not avoid your service providers. Don't avoid the people you owe money to. Just have the conversation with them about what's going on. And that's exactly what I did when I was facing eviction. I spoke with my property managers and I told them what was happening. And yes, that took me swallowing my pride. Yes, that took me getting out of my own head and my own fear of the possibility of what could happen. But I wanted to communicate because I just knew that whatever they were going to tell me, it would be better than me having to get out of that apartment. So whatever you're facing, anytime your back is against the wall and you don't have the money to pay a bill, pick up that phone and communicate, because there is always something that can be done. Tell them what is going on. Tell them what's happening, because like I said, there's always something that can be done. Don't forfeit your opportunity to receive help because you're too embarrassed or you're too ashamed of somebody being in your personal business. And again, I know how that feels because I've been there before. But once you climb over that mountain and you had that conversation and y'all come up with some sort of agreement, I'm telling you, you are going to feel so relieved and so just in control of what's happening. You're not going to let the financial stress and the worry of not having the bit of money overpower and overtake you. So communicate. Communication is key. Now, number 9, one more left. Bills come like clockwork. Oh my God. I don't even have much to say about it. But I learned when I was facing eviction. Wow. Didn't I not just pay rent 30 days ago? The bills come like clockwork. I don't even have much to say about that. If you know, you know. You're an adult. You pay bills. You watching this video. If you're not an adult and you haven't started paying bills yet, you in college or you're a teenager, please take your time on getting them bills because they come like clockwork. And that was another thing that my mom told me. But again, did not listen. And when you choose to not listen, you got to deal with the consequences of your actions. And I learned they come like clockwork. Now, last but not least, number 10, which is my personal favorite, is there is always purpose on the other side of pain. When I tell you that time in my life, boy, so much was happening. Not only with me being a senior in college, me facing eviction the following semester, which was a couple of months later, like 2 months later, was COVID. So I'm dealing with senioritis because, baby, I'm ready to go. I'm dealing with trying to find me a job because, yes, I'm about to graduate. I want to have something lined up. I'm dealing with financial issues. So much was happening. It was a low point in my life. But now looking back, I realized that there was so much purpose in that pain. And you might be experiencing a dark financial time right now. And I want to encourage you to keep pressing forward because there is purpose in your pain. Had I knew what I know now, like, I probably wouldn't have tripped as much as I did in that season. Because, you know, sometimes when you're going through different stuff, you could be like, oh my God, why me? Like crying yourself a river, throwing yourself a pity party. And God was literally working all things together for my good. At that time in my life, I did not even have a relationship with the Lord. Like, of course, I always knew of God. But like the way that I know him now, we have a relationship now. I did not know that. Like, it wasn't until that. So March is when COVID happened. we had spring break, like probably the tail end of March. And CFC, which is my college, they was like, y'all don't have to come back here. So I picked up the phone and I was like, Mom, can I move back home? And she said, of course. You don't have to pay no bills. Just make sure you clean up, you buy household supplies, and contribute in any way you can. Cool. Love it. In my head, I was only going to be in King Street, South Carolina for maybe 6 months max. I have been here 5 years now, okay? So you could think you have this elaborate, amazing plan, and God just has a way of, getting you in alignment with what He wants for you and what He has for you. So I moved home my birthday weekend, April of 2020. And throughout that time of being home, I started building my relationship with the Lord. I learned that I didn't want to go to grad school and get my master's in public. Well, I wasn't going to get my master's in public health. I was going to get my master's in health administration. I didn't want to do that anymore. I found this passion for financial literacy. And as I was getting my own finances together and I was learning so much, it was something that was just being raised inside of me. And I'm like, dang, it's crazy that we don't talk about this stuff, that we don't know this stuff. And because we don't, I want to be the one to share with my peers, to share with 20 somethings about financial literacy in a relatable, fun, and engaging way. And even the way that the Responsible Homegirl has just evolved over time, it has been nobody but God. It has been nobody but, like I say, nobody but God. It's hard to even put into words how that season of my life has been turned into purpose. So if you are going through a hard financial time right now, I want to encourage you and to basically be a living, breathing testimony that there is purpose on the other side of your pain. You just need to pray. You need to reflect and keep moving forward. Don't be so me-centered and be like, why me, why this, why that? But just take a step back and say, God, what are you trying to teach me? Open my eyes, open my mind, open my heart to what it is that you're trying to help me learn so that I'm not in this place again. Or even if I am in this place again, show me what it is that you want me to get from this season, that you want me to get from this lesson. All I can say is, and we always say this at my church, don't leave that season empty-handed. Meaning, I'm leaving here with something. Q and Denzel Washington. I'm leaving here with something. So don't cry yourself a river. Don't throw yourself a pity party. Know that there is always purpose on the other side of pain, but you have to look for the lesson. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope something stuck out to you. If it was helpful for you, make sure you share it with a homegirl or homeboy, even somebody in your family, like a younger adult that you believe can benefit from this, because these are all conversations that I wish I would have had before getting the apartment, before buying my first car, before doing all of these different things. And I've had to learn a couple of lessons from making some financial mistakes. So thank you so much for rocking with your girl. Make sure you are subscribed to the YouTube channel, and I will see you in my next video. Always remember, with exposure, execution, and consistency, there is nothing you can't do. I'll see you next time.